User Guide version 4, video 5, search tool. We'll start with the dollar CAD because if you saw my prior videos, I was saying how it would be a pretty good sell based on all those fundamental and sentimental factors. And so currently, about half an hour on from making those videos, we see the dollar CAD is actually, we are teetering towards some bearishness. See how there's actually a teetering of the long volume. We're actually seeing an increase of long volume, which would be bearish for us because the retail guys are normally wrong. And so we're seeing that how we're going over the 50% mark on the long ratio. So this is a really good conclusion, like a result from the prior videos that I made here, and I was saying how the dollar CAD would be a a decent sell, and the entry was 125.55, and we're 125.34. So in the making of these videos, it's fallen 20 pips, and that would agree with everything that I've been saying in the videos. So that's it. It's a good example of getting things to align. And I'm just gonna watch this pie chart today to see how that develops. I think what's going to happen is that we're going to see more increase of the long volume, and then we're going to see price fall because these guys are not really wrong. So we'll break down the different components. So this is your pivots. Why do we use pivots? Well, they're binary. They give us a true, false, yes, no outcome. If price is above, then we're bullish. If price is below, then we're bearish. And there was your entry. If you remember from my video earlier, 125.55, we're at 125.34. So we've actually 21 pips on that particular trade idea. So that's why we use pivots, because of the binary outcome. Now keep it nice and simple. It shouldn't be too confusing why we'd want to be using the pivots. So this is the technical area, and this is the graphical representation of that technical. If we're in the minus, then we're bearish, and if we're positive, then we're bullish technically. We look at the short volume and the short positions, long positions, the short volume and the long volume, and we see how because we're seeing a teetering of that bias, we're going over 50% now. We're seeing how it's reflected in the price change. Everything is lining up for a short, like what I was saying, and check your momentum too. This is another great one. So we don't want to fight the momentum. This is obviously in descent. A little bit of warning potentially is that the retail bears are making a little bit of profits. They are in profit by 8 pips. Their break-even entry is at 125.42. Price is now 125.34. So these guys are making a little bit of money. The bulls are in awful, dreadful drawdown at 350 pip loss on average, which is ludicrous. It's beyond my understanding and recognition how you could ever have such a wide stop. 350 pips, but this is the retail guys for you, and this is why we want to do the opposite. But their average break even is at 128.84. Look at where price is, 125.34. 350 pips away, and they're going to hold on in pain. So there isn't that much to say about this search tool. Just remember, this is your technical area here, and this is your sentimental area here. And there's a graphical representation of the technical data, and that's a graphical representation of the sentiment data. And we see how by that increasing of the long volume, price is going to decrease because the retail guys are buying. So it just goes to show how it's engineered to punish the majority. So just a quick one on the search tool. I'll talk about the signals next, and then I'll do the weekly bubbles and the daily bubbles afterwards.